Ms. Prees, you are suing the defendant, Ms. Cardoza, for a loan plus interest that you claim she hadn't repaid. So you're suing for $1,000.
Correct.
Ms. Cardoza, you claim that you did work for Ms. Prees in the past that more than covered the loan. You claim that the plaintiff became aggressive, was harassing you about repayment, and is now demanding interest that you never agreed to, so you owe her nothing.
Yes.
All right. Ms. Prees, how did you meet the defendant?
I started working where she was a lead worker back in 2019.
So you met at work?
Yes.
And were friends?
We became friends, yes.
Okay. Had you ever loaned the defendant money before?
I have 3 to 5 times. The first loan was back in December of 22.
Okay, and had no issues of her paying you back?
No.
Okay. So how did this loan come about?
She began asking on January 16th of this year if I had any money that I could loan her. And at first I stated no, I did not. I wasn't in a position to loan anymore at that point in time. And on the 23rd, she asked again, and I finally asked her how much she needed. And she stated $1,000, and I stated that I could do $500. And she said that she would repay me on the 28th of January with interest.
Did you discuss how much interest?
No, from previous loans, she paid anywhere between $25 and $50 in interest.
Okay.
So I just went on that.
Does that sound all accurate?
Yes.
Okay. So how did we get here?
She didn't pay me back.
Clearly. So what happened?
On the 28th, she stated that she was going to pay me back on the morning of the 28th, and that came and went. I sent messages, and she didn't respond. She finally responded on the 29th, stating that she had been sick. She never once stated when she was going to repay me.
And we saw the text messages.
Yes.
Where you were constantly asking her when she was going to repay you. What happened?
I became really ill. I'm a chronic asthma and have chronic migraines, and had multiple times where I had to stay in the hospital because my asthma was getting worse. And I've also had issues, and I told Pamela about it in confidence as a friend, and she used it against me and threatened me with it in a way that I kind of feared for my life because of previous things that she had told me about somebody that owed her from using a credit card of hers that she wanted me to go beat up for her.
So I saw that in your answer. You stated that at one point you took a ride with the plaintiff because she asked you to in order to go beat up a woman who owed her money.
Well, she wanted me to go beat up that woman to get her money back from her because she borrowed her credit card.
And then you said, I refuse, and frankly, that moment told me everything I needed to know about Pam's character.
Yeah, because I don't beat up people because someone else wants me to do. That's not how I am as a person.
But then you borrowed money after this.
Yes, because I needed it. But I would not beat up someone because someone tells me to.
No, of course. But if you're afraid now that that's what she typically does,
well,
you
right
don't
now,
pay her
yes.
money.
I was afraid after I didn't pay her back and the threats that came after, yes.
Do you want to respond to that?
Absolutely. I did loan an old housemate some money, and she did not pay me back. And so I did send a text message, and I was like, if you want to go beat her up. But I did say LOL. It was not serious, and I do have those.
Okay. So y'all never went on a joyride looking for this individual?
Ever.
Oh, okay.
No, it was to help her do some errands, and she said that in the car.
Oh, I see. That's what you meant by saying during this ride.
Yes.
It wasn't out to go find this person.
No.
Okay. Do you know what she's referring to as far as what she was personally going through that you might have used against her?
She did tell me on February 5th as far as that she was going into a crisis center. But again, that was after I had loaned the money, and I didn't say anything again about that until in May, when I was finally fed up with not receiving my money back.
So why didn't you pay her before getting here?
Because at the time, I had so much going on, and I didn't have the money. And after all these harassments and multiple phone calls, one after another, like 20-something in 3 minutes, I don't deserve to be harassment for something that I can't deal with right now. And I don't need to be humiliated by what I told you in confidence and use it against me.
All right, Judge Juarez.
Loan sharks come in all shapes and sizes, don't they?
Yes, ma'am.
And I say that partially in jest, partially not, because, you know, loan sharks are typically characterized by 2 things. 1, threats of violence, and 2, inordinate interest. Well, let's see. You are asking for 100% interest.
Yes, ma'am.
For what, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months?
Yes, because I figured out if she was going to pay me $25 for the 5 days.
Yeah, well, that was illegal too.